Let's talk silver. My God, is it absolutely smashing it? Let's talk all the other assets. We'll talk Bitcoin and crypto too. Got to talk about my favorites there. And we'll just have a good old chat with the GMS family. If you're watching this live right now, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching on the replay, no, let me do that again. If you're watching on the replay, use the time codes below to go to your favorite part. But if you're watching live, yes, you get to enjoy every single thing we do here at Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main, going out live on X and on YouTube right now. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. Follow me on X over there. And let's quickly get out the way, and then I'll speak to my lovely gang right here. The synchronized slurp, favorite part of your day. You know it. You miss it when I don't go live. Ready? Grab your tasty beverage, whatever it is, and we slurp it together. The rule is you must do it audibly. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you are. Are you with your family? Are you in a meeting? Slurp your beverage. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Man, it's good to see you. I'm in some decent spirits today. Had a really good day with my portfolio yesterday. Silver stocks went like that. So we might be taking a little bit of a pause here because, when you get that euphoric feeling, I had almost like a 30% move in some of my stocks in one day. They're going to come down a little bit, but I'm happy. I know where silver is going over the longer term. We'll take a look at silver, gold, precious metals, Bitcoin, crypto, and all that. But for the live show, and some people complain about this, they go, when they're watching on the replay, they go, oh, the first 5 minutes is shit. Screw you. This is my live show, and I'll do what I want because I have to speak to the GMS family because you guys are the best. Silver, Ruger, Hi Lance, and Tony. Don't tell me Tony Peterson Chatmum is here in the house. Oh my God. GMS, yes, scallywags. Can you do me a quick favor before I go to that? Can you do me a quick fave? Quick fave, peeps. Can ya? Can you, will ya? Should ya? Yes, you should. Head over to, no, I don't. Verified organizations? No, get stuffed. Right here, can you head over to my X profile, please, and thank you. Why? I need your help over there. I need your follow, plus I also need to do this quick little thing that I normally do. It's Good Morning Stackers. Yeah, we'll go like that. Fantastic. And also, I need your help over here. Can you please and thank you follow me over here at facebook.com/the Joe Main. Facebook.com/the Joe Main. This is what it looks like. I have 92 followers here. I just need to get to 100, and then I'll be able to go live on Facebook as well. So I'll simulcast on YouTube, X, and on Facebook at the same time if my if my internet bandwidth does allow it. Hopefully it will. Maybe I'll just get Starlink. I've been saying that for ages. But can you do that for me? That would be really lovely. Also, did you know the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, and Stormrake, stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage where you get a 42% discount off of their normally 3.5% brokerage fees, but you get it through me for 2%. 2% for the lifetime of the account. Even when they raise prices, you'll always get it for 2%. Sign up now. If you don't buy crypto for 3-6 months a year, send this to your friends and family. If they don't get in till later on, because you know they eventually will, give them the gift of Stormrake, stormrake.com with my link. Let's get back to some shout outs, and we'll talk about the stuff of the day. Let's see. GMS, she says, silver in Australian dollars. $58.42, hoping for a dip. Yes, you are 100 kilometers west of Cairns. I will be in Cairns later on this year for a gig. By the way, just very quickly, this weekend, if anyone lives in the Gold Coast or Brisbane area this weekend, if you want to get some free tickets to my U2 tribute band that I'm in. Yes, I'm a Bono in a U2 tribute band. The band's been around for like 21 years. I've been with it about 6 years. I'll be in the Gold Coast, and I'll be in Brisbane on Friday and Saturday. Friday, Gold Coast, Saturday, Brisbane. Hit me up, and then I'll send you a couple of free ticks. GSM folks, synchronized slurp. G'day everyone. G'day Hazza. Good to see you. Richard Pin on another green week so far. Absolutely. Yes, Tony says I don't want spot to rise because you want to buy in as much as you can. Like, share, subscribe. Says Neil Han Dynasty. Fantastic. Good to see everyone. Silver is smashing it. Smashing it. Let's take a look at the price. We've hit that resistance area that I've been talking about, around about that $38.50 mark. We'll show you there. And we rocketed up through to $39 roughly. So let's take a look at the price right now. Here is silver. Silver on the quarterly time frame, priced in US dollars, $38.23 US cents. $50 is next. Not far away. Absolutely not far away at all. We are only 30-something%. Where are we? Around, call it around about here. Less than roughly 25-30% away from an all-time high in silver, which we will eventually break. As you know, 45-year cap and handle, it's going to there. People will and ah, oh, triple top, triple top. No, it won't be a triple top. You might faff around for a little bit, and then we are going to break that, as you know. Triple-digit silver, no problem in the number of years to come. $700 silver in 10 to 20 years, no problem. Well, that's doable, I should say. I shouldn't say no problem. It's doable based on this, obviously, the 45-year cup and handle, and if that plays out and breaks up to where it would from a technical perspective, yeah, you're talking about like $700. Okay, again, much later on down the track. But yeah, triple-digit silver, no problem at all. And I'll show you on the monthly time frame, it's just looking fantastic. If I show you the volume as well, let's take a look. Does it show me the volume on here? No, it doesn't. Okay, it will show me the other kind of volume. Let me double check that. Will it show me not on-balance volume, but just normal volume? Just volume. Just give me volume, dudes. That's all I need. No, it doesn't, because this is a silver CFD, and it's, oh no, there it is. It's showing me the volume, I think. Whatever. Here it is on the weekly time frame. No, I'll just get rid of you. It doesn't like me for some reason. Screw you. But the volume is good, and we're just having a little bit of a pause around about here. So here it is on the weekly time frame. We did, and isn't it interesting? As I said, was it last week on the show? We closed the week at resistance there. Now that's $38.40, $38.50. Again, that's based on old school Fibonacci, and it still plays. Okay, it's still in play from the high of 1980, the low of the early 90s. You have these Fibonacci levels, which have, in hindsight, or actually in foresight as well, remained pretty good with their support and resistance levels. You can see the main clusters, and as we've spoken about a million times before, look at that major one there. It was at that infamous $26 level, where everyone said back here, you know, I was in silver from 2010, got up to that $50. Everyone was saying, you know, oh, it's onwards and upwards we go. And then I remember, I should have realized, and I didn't sell out at $50 because I was a new investor, right? I didn't know about all this stuff and double tops and this, that, and the other. I got caught in the craze, right? I should have realized when I was able to purchase silver privately for spot price at around about 40 Australian dollars. That was back when the Australian dollar was about parity with the US dollar. And I was like, oh my God, I got silver at spot price. Wow, this is amazing. I should have realized then. Okay, I should have realized. But anyway, I rode the wave down. I've sold here and there for certain purchases and things. But this, what was I saying? The $26 level. That was the one there. So this is on the quarterly time frame, mind you. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarters where it was 26. It'll never go below 26. And then it finally broke. Anyway, the short answer is we're up to this 0.78 resistance right here. And it found on the quarterly time frame, it closed the, let's see, well, this is the new quarter. It closed the month. Let's see, the month right there at that 38.50. Yeah, I think it's the highest level in like 13 years, something like that. And we're just looking really good. The short answer is we're looking good for silver. It's going to break 50 eventually, and it'll get to triple digits. On the daily time frame, though, if you're the type that's like, I want to buy a dip. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily be sure that a major dip is going to come. I wouldn't bet on it, but if you want to do a quick little bit of if this then that from this low and this high, you could say if you want to that, let's see, the zag zone, the normal support and resistance zone would be somewhere between $36.80. Do you remember that? Oh, there you go. Remember that $36.90? What, that 10 cents difference? What was that? That was this here. Again, isn't it amazing how Fibonacci just tends to line up with previous support and resistance? You had this level here. Remember that? At that 36.80, 36.90, we said it's got to bare minimum clear through there. And once it does, bingo, bango, bongo. And then we did that, and then on we go. That's a technical term, by the way. Bingo, bango, bongo. Yeah. The bingo, bango, bongo oscillator. Excuse me. So let's see, you could come down into here. Sure, anywhere between $37.70 and that $36.80 level. That would be the expected resistance zone. Once you break out of a key area, come back. Very bullish would be bouncing off that $37.80. That would be very bullish. But anywhere down into here, don't freak out if it gets down to $36.80 again. No problem. That's very normal. Back down to here. What it wants to do is it wants to fake you out to shake you out. It wants to do that, okay? It's got to shake out the weak hands. So it might get back below this level, and a bunch of newbies will go, oh no, it's broken, its resistance hasn't become support. And then it freaks you out, freaks people out there, and then it goes, thanks very much, and onwards and upwards you go. Cool. So just be aware of that. Anywhere down to 36.80. That's fine. If we were to break down through 36.80, and I am not saying it's doing this, I'm just playing the what if game. Yeah, if we do that, okay, then it just might mean it's correcting a larger move. Cool. I am not saying this at all. I am so bullish on silver, it's not even funny. Cool, but let's just, for shits and gigs, if it's going to break through that 36.80, then you might be correcting the larger move, and the larger move might be anywhere between here and here. Okay, that's fine. No problem. I'd prefer it not to break through 35.40. Don't break through there, because why? If you can see the obvious, just look at the psychology of it. Buyers, 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 buyers. If it breaks through 35.40, then you're going, oh, shoot, okay, why aren't the buyers again? Why aren't they buying here? They should be buying there. They really should be buying there. Why aren't they buying there? Oh, crap, why aren't they buying here? Why is it coming down to here? You really don't want that, preferably, because that could set up something like that, and then you do that, and then, okay, we might be correcting an even larger move. I'm not going to even bother with that. I'm so bullish on silver, it doesn't really matter. We're going to $50 eventually. Cool. But you just need to see the other side of it. If you're looking to load up, okay, you would want to see it come down to roughly, no lower than that 35.40. I would be careful below there, but anywhere between there and there, sweet. Okay, silver is going to $50 US. It is going to triple digit in a number of years' time. Can't give you the time frame. It's looking great. Cool. I'm going to share with you. I'll talk about some silver stocks today very quickly as well, because there are points where you may want to be in silver stocks as well, because they're like a leveraged play. When silver goes, they can really go. So for example, let's see, yesterday we shot up, let's see, on the daily, we opened here and we shot up, a 2% move. That's pretty good, isn't it? That's not bad. 2%, not bad, hey? Well, let's go look at USL. USL is Unico Silver on the Australian Stock Exchange. Well, Silver Spot had a 2% move. Unico had a 28% move. So again, once it broke through that $38.50 level, people went, oh crap, time to get in. And they have. Now we found some resistance here on Unico. Interestingly, where did we find exact resistance? Right at the bottom end of the zag zone, from this high, from the major high and major low. Okay, so right there. I'd expect unless it just shoots through, I'm expecting probably at least today a little bit of a cool down on these silver stocks. Could be wrong, could just shoot right through. You never know. But yeah, you're at resistance right here, and then you're also at the bottom end of the zag zone. And this is the area that you really want to get through in order to say, onwards and upwards. But Silver's going to 50, it's going to triple digits, so the silver miners will do very well. This will break eventually, but that's just a little like get through there, and you're like, sky's the limit. You're going to break the all-time high. You'll be in price discovery, and how high can we go? No bloody idea. Don't know. This is actually my first foray into the wonderful world of silver stocks. Never been in them before. I've always been a physical guy. I've always been a physical guy. And just recently I've dipped my toe into the share market as well. So far doing well. Of course, this is under the general guidance of Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com, but I'll talk about those guys a little bit more. Wouldn't have heard about Unico, wouldn't have learned about it probably, unless I've been part of Mastering the Markets. But anyway, that's USL. For example, we'll take a look at, what was the other one? The SS1 did really well. This is Sun Silver. SS1 did well. That shot up, let's see. That's on the weekly. On the daily, it gapped up. So where did we open at? 840. Oh, it did gap up, but it went, that was like 15%. Not bad. Now with SS1, the great thing is, oh, that's weird. Why have I got that there? That's very strange. So let me show you. That's the wrong zone. Don't know why I have that in there. We want it from the 382 to the 618. There we go. Don't know why that was there. That's from a different Fibonacci level, I think. So from, there you go. You are through now on Sun Silver. Geez, you're looking really good for Sun Silver SS1 on the Australian Stock Exchange. This high and this low, you are through now the zag zone. And where is the buy? Where is all the trapped money? There's no trapped money. Here's trapped money. You had to get through there. You had to get through here, which we did, the 0.236. You had to get through some resistance there. And you had to get through some trapped money there. Where is it now? Like, what? There? And we're already through it. New all-time high in Sun Silver obviously coming. Silver's going higher, blah, blah, blah. How high can it go? I honestly don't know. Again, I'll get ASX trader David Bird. I'll get ASX trader, head of Mastering the Markets, on the show. Again, he's been on twice, but he made a really good comment. It was a really great little quote, which I'm gonna quote him on next time he's on the show and talk to him about it, which was it was something like, when you get into silver stocks and mining stocks, they can basically do the stock version of an altcoin run, where you can get your 10 baggers, etc. He said it was basically like altcoins. This was his quote. It's like altcoin season for rocks. I love that, altcoin season for rocks. So I'm holding on tight to my SS1. There's a couple of others which I'm in, but I won't bother showing you. So that's silver. Looking very, very good. I know we're very precious metals centric in the first half of the show. Then we'll be talking about TOSHI, crypto, etc. But for you wonderful crypto people who are watching, if you are not in precious metals as well, I would highly recommend looking into precious metals too, particularly silver. Here's gold. Gold on the daily time frame price in USD, 3,345. I'd like to point out, where did we find exact resistance at? You remember this last one? I drew this in yesterday or the day before on one of the videos, and that was at 3,375 US dollars. Remember I talked about it? Why would I have done that? Let me show you once again. The power of the fib. It is taken from not that high and that low. It was not that one. I'll hide you and I'll get you out the way. And it was not you either. It was, screw you, not you either. It was this one, from this high and this low. There you go, right there. Remember I talked about the top end of the zag zone from this high and this low at 3,375. I said that needed to break through and clear it in order to say onwards and upwards. We found exact resistance there. So look, that's great to see. Found some resistance. Sellers came in. That's what they're supposed to do. We just now need to see that clear. And if that can clear, I would actually say very likely a new all-time high in gold coming very soon. So not in months and months' time. Okay, well, I reckon if we clear and hold 3375, it's not going to be a faffing around just consolidation for months and months and months until we break a new all-time high in gold. I would say probably as long as we remain above there. This is my own opinion, by the way. Anyone else can have a different opinion. If we do something like that and we just remain above there, a new all-time high in gold, probably 2 months maximum. something like that. Okay, but that's very key for me. 3375. Until we're above there, I just have to say, just in a trading range, and we don't want it to close below on the larger time frame. We don't want it to close below. Please and thanks. Why are you there? Don't know. Get rid of you. Flotsam and jetsam from here and here. No lower than, please and thanks, right there at 3,265 US dollars. Don't close below there, because then that's saying that's falling out of the zag zone, which it's currently in. And once you're in this zone, interestingly, we've been ranging from this high and this low, ranging right between here and right between here. We made a little play for it. It was a spike, failed move so far. Cool. We just need to see that break through. If you break through there, you're like, oh crap, why are we doing that? Not good. Cool. You'd expect possibly a move lower. We won't posit what that lower move would be. If we get there, we'll get there. If we break through 3265, we'll talk about it. Cool, but that's gold. Potential new all-time high, but yeah, got to clear that 3375. Cool. Gold stocks, don't want to talk about them. Couldn't be bothered. Let's see. Let's take a look at platinum. Here is platinum on the daily time frame. Interesting. We had a little bit of a fake out, so I'm still leaning towards us coming down to test around about that 1,230 US dollar mark. Could I be wrong? Of course. Was I almost wrong? Yes, because between this low, this high and this low, was it there and there? Look it. We broke through on a spike, but what do we say about spikes? Spikes mean shit. Spikes mean nothing. It's about where you close the major time frames at, in my humble opinion. Cool, so we made that play, and it was a fake out. It grabbed a little bit of liquidity up there, and then failure to hold. Oftentimes from a failed move, it's a fast move in the opposite direction, and now we're at the 0.236. So I'm going to say, on balance of probability, we're actually we've broken down through that zag zone. So I'm going to say I'm leaning towards that $1,230 mark. That sounds weird, doesn't it? If silver, I think, is going higher soon, gold might. Why might platinum have a dip while the other two are going up? Well, you would want to take a look at something like the platinum to gold and platinum to silver ratio. And let's take a look at that. Notice how I'm doing this now. I'm getting old, man. I literally have to get I have to get multifocals now. Yeah, I'm that old, dudes. I don't look it, I know. So platinum, because of the platinum to gold ratio and the platinum to silver ratio. So here's platinum to gold. Platinum's had a beautiful move against gold. So this is tracking which one is outperforming the other. Show you on the weekly time frame. Platinum, we identified it back down here. Okay, it was down in here and extremely undervalued. It hadn't been this extremely oversold or undervalued for a long time, until back March of 2020. All right, not since that thing low had it gone into extremely undervalued. It matched its low. So then for you had this kind of thing going on. You had the lower low and you had the equal low, which was massive bullish divergence for the platinum to gold ratio. It was saying platinum might start to outperform. Also in the price, it was getting out of that accumulation range. So we identified it way down here, and then it broke through its like market structure there. This has been a decent move. So this is why I think, while silver could go, quite potentially, you could see silver heading up to $50, while platinum actually heads down to that $12.20, $12.30 kind of area, and this would see a quick move in here. So again, this is platinum to gold. So gold could actually hover around where it is, or even break over that 3375 mark and potentially make a new all-time high, but platinum's just either not keeping up or it's heading down. Makes sense? Good. Was that clear as mud? So between this low and this high, and that's, now you can say that's definitely a pivot top. Cool. So from this low and this high on the ratio, okay, then you can get down into this level here. Hit the big red subscribe button to join, because if you're liking what I'm doing here and you've just joined us for the first time, I do this live Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I do all the videos in between as well, usually like Monday to Friday. Let's see, we'll get to Bitcoin, crypto and stuff very soon. So down to here, at least, I'd expect at least a test on the ratio number at 0.37. Okay, what would be very bullish for platinum is if you bounce off here at the 0.236. You don't even get down to there, probably down to here, anywhere down to there, and I wouldn't be freaking out to 0.34. That's fine. It's really normal. Don't stress. Platinum, I think, will continue to outperform gold and silver over the longer term, but we've had just a massive run, and that is from the bottom. No one ever picks the bottom, but I'm just saying that's a 53% move against gold. Okay, let's take a look at it versus silver. Similar thing, you've had that great move, right? Similar thing where we had the massive bullish divergence, right? Lower low, higher low, cool. Broke its market structure, of course. That was around about when we did it about there. That's on the weekly time frame. It did it more on the daily, but there's the weekly. So massive move and similar deal. From this low and this high, you can get anywhere down to, not even at it, anywhere down to the 0.618 to the 0.382, and that is sitting at somewhere, where is it? 35.14, 32.6. So you can find the platinum to silver ratio. You can use TradingView and type in your little things and get it, or just follow me and I'll keep you updated. Is that even easier? Let me do it for you. So that's why I think platinum could have that dip down to 1,230. So that is platinum. Let's take a quick look. I do have to include copper these days. So quick look. Here is copper on the weekly time frame, priced in US dollars, $5.54. We haven't had, this is very interesting, we haven't had a big move back down. So it wasn't just, the copper move wasn't just a flash in the pan because of Trump coming out and saying, so it wasn't like 30% or 50% on tariffs or something. I think that was just the excuse. It was the fake because. So and I won't give you a whole lesson on persuasion and stuff, and I've learned this stuff from imbibing other people's things. But sometimes all in a sale, or sometimes when you're just trying to convince someone to do something, whether it's simple like, hey, do you want to go out to dinner tonight? I couldn't be bothered. Like, okay, I haven't had a shower and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Go on. It's 3 months before my birthday. It's just a fake because, and they go, yeah, cool. And sometimes that'll click someone in. If you just give them a fake because, and it doesn't make any sense. It's 3 months before my birthday. Let's go out for dinner tonight. Let's go have some drinks. That's it, right? Sometimes just people need a fake because, and sometimes the market just needs a fake because. And I think the fake because was the Trump tariffs, because we have not seen a move back down. Okay, now I know Trump hasn't come out and said no more tariffs on copper, but it wasn't like a sell on the news kind of event, if that makes sense. So anyway, $5.54, looking great. We're in new all-time high territory, and all you need to know is preferably let's stay above the $5 mark. That's all I'll say. If you really want to get technical, which why don't we here, stay above $5.30. That's it. I'm bullish on copper in the longer term as well, and yeah, that's all I need to say about that. I think I won't talk about platinum stocks and I won't talk about copper stocks. That is all the major precious metals that I wanted to talk about. I'll quickly talk about, just because we're in this space, we're in the commodity space, I want to talk about uranium for just a second. Okay, so this is spot uranium. Okay, and we've seen a move here. Now, interestingly, I find it interesting that uranium in the last 24, 48 hours roughly has had a bit of a move up, while precious metals just in the last 24 hours have had that move down. So it looks like a little bit of rotation. Some traders may be saying silver's a little bit overheated, and they're rotating a little bit back into uranium. Okay, so this is uranium Sprott, the Sprott, so you know Eric Sprott, very bullish on silver. He has the Sprott Asset Management, has a huge Sprott Silver ETF. He has a uranium ETF as well. This is it, the Sprott Uranium Miners ETF. And this, I think, is that's uranium called UX1. No, that's the futures. Uranium, that's the uranium miners. There's also a Sprott uranium spot ETF as well, but this is the uranium miners, okay? If I show you here, this is the Global X Uranium Miners. This is the one I posted on Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com earlier today. I'm part of the Mastering the Markets Academy. I said uranium saying thanks, saying my turn, thanks. Uranium up 4% overnight. So you can see pretty clearly here on the weekly time frame, support bang on the 0.236 fib macro, and that's the macro from the old school high right up here at 133 US dollars and the old school low down here of $7. Can you imagine? Okay, this is the first Fibonacci level, the first macro Fibonacci level that it has broken and so far held. Can I tell you how bullish that is? It's broken it and it's held it as support. Just let that sink in for a second. This is on the monthly time frame. Okay, and look at this. Now, the month isn't over. Could it fake out here and head back down? Yes, of course. But look at this beautiful... We're halfway through the month. I'm going to give you I'm giving you a 99.9% guarantee, and saying that the 0.1% will probably happen, that halfway through a month, now on a monthly time frame, that's a green candle. I don't think that's becoming a red candle. I think uranium is about to have a bit more of a breakout. And this is, again, uranium mining stock. So rather than buying an individual uranium miner, because you don't want to take the risk, the smaller ones you buy, the more risk there is, but the more reward, but the potential more risk. So you just buy a conglomeration, a group of uranium miners, and then it's less fluctuation. So this would be the URA listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and that's looking really juicy. If I show you on the quarterly time frame, that's the quarterly, bro. Quarterly, bro. It's the quarterly. If I show you on the 6 month, it's the same thing. If I show you on the yearly, what does the yearly show me? Well, yearly, that's just onwards and upwards, right? But it's looking really good. Cool. So uranium's looking good. I am, just out of interest, I am in a couple of uranium plays. On the Australian Stock Exchange, I am in Aura Energy. This is AEE. Okay, on AEE, we're not out of the woods yet. Okay, this is the monthly time frame on AEE. It's great that we're above and we're hovering above that 16 cent mark. Great. We just need to get through some trapped money right here. Right there. Once we get through there, you're coming up to this downtrend line right here. So that's it's also at the bottom end of the zag zone from this high and this low, this major resistance level right here. So we've got to clear here first. So we're not out of the woods, so I'm watching it. You could see something like this where it comes up to about that 20 cent mark, faffs around for a little bit, and then you do that. It means you're probably going to take out that, and then the next big kicker is at 36 cents. I tell you what, if when the month comes, when you close any month above there, 36 cents, you close the month preferably not at it, preferably above it, call it 37 cents, 37.5 cents. Right, then you're on a major move, and we're talking major move. Then you'd be kind of doing this from that high and this low all the way down here, and you'd be talking at bare minimum, if you clear there, in my opinion, not financial advice, if you clear and hold that 36, 37 cent mark, where's the trapped money? It's not until at least $1. Okay, so that's nearly, that's more than doubled your money. Probably around about here at that $1.70 mark, because that's the 0.236 from this high and this low. Or you could even do it from here if you wanted. And you've got major resistance there at $2.20. Yeah, that 36 is really, really key. But you can have a nice move in Aura Energy in between that time. You just got to really watch it carefully for some kind of major resistance there. But after there, where? That is AEE, and I'm also in LOT, which is Lotus Resources. That's on the monthly. This is on the weekly. Excuse me. It's really detailed, and I apologize. Let me get rid of all. That's not the one I wanted. I wanted you. Get rid of you. Cool. Lotus Energy. Just needs to break through that downtrend line, and it's sitting at around about that 2 centish kind of mark, 20 centish kind of mark. If you can break through there, very good. Okay, break through there roughly and looking fantastic. I'm expecting it to go a lot higher. Okay, I think uranium's got a long way to go, and that'll go too. I just want to speak about uranium. Cool. Let me just, of course, let you know very quickly. And we'll talk about to start talking about crypto, TOSHI, Bitcoin, etc. But back to precious metals. If you want to buy precious metals, physical precious metals, okay, you want to buy from Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, best bullion dealer in all of Australia. Why? The first company to give you free shipping. No other company in, I was going to say 40 years, but in the entire history of bullion dealers in Australia, whenever they started to exist, 18 something, I don't know, call it 1778, probably. Well, there would be 1778, probably the first bullion dealer, 1778, right? Never gave you free shipping. Okay, no, 1778. Of course, they didn't give you free shipping then, until Perth Bullion came along. perthbullion.com.au. Last year, they launched their business, and there you get free shipping when you buy over 20 or more items. And you can mix and match, not 20 of one thing, 1, 2, 3, 4 of this, 7 of that, whatever, as long as it's 20 or more items. No matter the value, it's not a dollar value. So you could buy 20 1/10 ounce silver coins, which can cost you something like 100 and... Well, actually, that's a really good question. What is now? I would like to know that. What is 1/10? Give me 1 second, because of the prices have gone, because of the silver spot price has gone up. Do they have 1/10 ounce silver in at the moment? Give me one. They've got a great range, great prices. They price match, by the way. I don't think there is. Let's go Britannia. They had the 1/10 ounce Royal Mint Britannia coins. They don't have them in at the moment. Okay, so they mustn't do. Let's go. If I do that, does that come up? Search results? No, not in the silver. 1/10. If I go 10th, let me do that. Probably not. No, not at the moment. They don't have them in stock. Anyway, you can spend as little as like $8, $8.50. Sorry, as little as 20 of those, and then you can get free shipping. Anyway, that's perthbullion.com.au comments. And then we're getting into lots of crypto and whatnot talk. But again, for those crypto people, you really got to be having a look at least precious metals as well, because they're very complementary. Precious metals and crypto. And of course, we'll be talking about XRP, because that is the crossover crypto between all that. Quick, any comments, any super chats that I need to put out? Super chats are open, and I do give preference to those. So if you have a chart request or anything, stock or crypto, whatever, or if you want to help me out with the show, that would be really preferable. By the way, on July I'll tell you that later. Let's see, nothing, questions, comments. I love the fact that you talk amongst yourselves, so I won't bore everyone with showing all the comments. But if there's something you really need me to see, a super chat really does help. You're talking about uranium. Yes, fantastic. Let's see. Yeah. Gerald said, plus a safe project, ONDO in stablecoin and certain. So I will talk about ONDO probably today. So focused on the ISO compliant and front running a couple of players. The ISOs like XLM, XRP, etc. Let's do Bitcoin and crypto. We're going to take a look at TOSHI. We'll take a look at ONDO. We'll take a look at DOT, SUI, a few others, and get your chart requests in now. If you're watching me live on X right now, there should be a live chat function. Post a ticker in there if you want me to have a quick look at it. I will. If you're on YouTube, do the same thing. If a YouTube super chat comes in first, that does get preference, because you pay me and I do what you want. Let's take a look. Oh man, it's one of them days. Of course, the crypto section of the stuff is brought to you by Stormrake, stormrake.com. I'll just do the quick ad now. Stormrake.com, your full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. They are Australian-based. They service Australia. They service the US as well. Full-service cryptocurrency brokerage. Do it They'll do it all for you, custody as well, or they can just send the crypto to you and you can do self-custody, no problem. Why would you want a crypto broker? You might not, because you might be a crypto native, but what about your friends and family who will be bugging the ever-loving SHIT out of you to get them into crypto? Okay. Now, for you, that's probably going to be a bit of a top signal when, your friends and family who poo-pooed you buying crypto are now going, oh, I need to buy Bitcoin. How can I buy Bitcoin? Where can I buy Ethereum? I heard about this thing called ONDO, real world assets. You're like, oh, crap. Uncle Dave is talking about crypto. It might be a time where, look at the charts and go, it's a little bit toppy. However, if you don't want to have that conversation, or if you're like scampering off to Barbados, if you're like a ghost, just give them the gift of Stormrake, stormrake.com. Why? They're a full service cryptocurrency brokerage. You just give them a call or send them an email and say, I want to buy X amount of X. And they go, cool, leave it with me. And then it's all done. Now, they charge a 3.5% brokerage fee. But if you sign up with my referral link, okay? Yes, it's a referral link. Oh no, I've just brought you a fantastic deal and I get a little bit in return. Oh no, right? Of course, use my referral link. You don't get it for 3.5%. You get it for 2% for the life of the account, okay? If you sign up with stormrake.com, just their normal create an account button, 3.5%. Plus, when they if they ever raise their brokerage fees, you'll get charged the extra fee. No, when you sign up with my link right there below, I'll put a link somewhere, or you can type that in the address bar, bit.ly/GMS Stormrake. Go to there, sign up for free, by the way. So just sign up. Just do it. You might not buy crypto. Your friends and family might not buy crypto for 3 months, 6 months, 6 years, I don't know. But get them to sign up because we'll have locked in 2% brokerage fees for the life of the account. Now, I will say, because I just thought of that off the top of my head, I presume and I might actually check with Bishop, there might be some kind of statute of limitations where if you don't buy your first Bitcoin within a certain amount of time. I'm actually going to find that out. That's a great question. Thanks for asking. Let me find that out. I'm going to guess it's a bit of a long time. You've probably got bare minimum a year, I'd imagine. I'll double check that though, but you're locking in 2%. Okay. Brilliant. Stormrake.com. Let's go back to the actual crypto stuff. Let's take a look, my funky people. Let's start with Bitcoin, the big boy, and keep going. Here is, alrighty. Here is Bitcoin on the weekly time frame. Interesting. Priced in USD, $1,119. No, 100. See, I do it again. I'm still not used to the 6 digits. $119,650 US dollars for one Bitcoin, people. One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. Ooh, could we be having potentially a red week? We've peaked so far at 123,000 US dollars. Let's pop it onto the daily. What do we say about big spikes? We don't like big spikes in the upward direction. Why is that? It says that more sellers are more so in control of the market. So we opened the day yesterday at about 119, rocketed up to 123, closed the day at back around about 119. Not preferable. But yeah, that's a classic. Okay, we're going down from here. That's all you need to know. Short answer is I've been watching this thing for so long. I've watched enough patterns to know that we are not going to do the following, at least in the next couple of days. You will not see the following. That's not happening. No shit, Sherlock. That's not happening. Okay, so we are going to see lower prices today, of course. Okay, it's very obvious. Okay, we're down to cool. Well, what you don't want to do is break below there. Cool. Just don't break below there at 112,000. That's fine. You break out, come back, test as resistance, no problem. I'm going to. Okay, let's do the thing where we try to predict in hindsight a potential higher price. Let's see. I don't know. I have no idea if this is going to work, by the way. I think it will line up with certain Fibonacci, but let me just go back here. If I do this, so what I would have to do then is I'd have to do that and that. Yeah, cool. All right. Give me a sec. I'm going to try and predict a high in hindsight, okay? All right. So we're going to take it from this low. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to see if, which level? Let me go back. Sorry, I'm going to go close that out. Yes, I want to close that out. Which is it? Yeah, probably around about there or there. I'll even take it to there. All right, let me do that again. Let me see if I can find that. Cool, I'm going to see if this works. It might not. It might die in the bum. Cool. Let me see. I want to see if I can line up any, around here, any Fibonacci levels, and I might even give some preference to here. Let's see. Does that line up? If I was to do that, does that line up with 123,000? No. If I do this, does it line up with 120? It's 122 and a half. Does it line up if I do? That's 124. So where did we? Probably that one, I think. Is that the 0.5? Let's see if that works. Let's go close U and do that. Pretty close. That's pretty close. You know, we've talked about this before. Remember the 0.5 and the 0.382. So from this level and that level, I've tried to match that up with the Fibonacci and it's gone up to there. That's very interesting. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to check that. I'm going to try and remind myself to use this as a thing to predict highs. I've never tried to do it, but I'm gathering some information here. This is interesting. Anyway, does that line up? Yeah, okay, so it doesn't line up with there. So what we're talking about, it's pretty close though. You could come anywhere down into this zone right here. So I'd prefer to see 112 not broken, but anywhere down into this zone right here. So that is anywhere down to 113,500, and it'll freak a bunch of people out if it gets down to 107,500. Is it 107.6? Yeah, something like that. So that's fine. No problem. You've had a move. Great. Preferably let's bounce off there. No problem if you bounce off there. And it'll freak some people out, and that's what Bitcoin tends to want to do. It gets below there and people go, oh no, it's broken, I'm out of this game sucks, and it goes, ha ha, sucked in. What you don't want to see is the following: that, okay, that, and then that. Bad. Not good. Cool. So that's all I'm looking at the moment. So yes, you are going to see lower prices. You might just come down to the 117,000. That would be very bullish there. Okay, to 113. Cool. Lower prices in Bitcoin coming today. For how long? Don't know, but you're going to see lower prices today, or in the next couple of days at least. That is my opinion. If it just rockets up from here, I'll be completely wrong, and I'll admit so. That's Bitcoin. Let's take a look at others. Others is the altcoin market minus the top 10. Similar thing, you're going to see a little bit of a dip in altcoin prices today. What's Ethereum doing? Give me 1 second. Let me have a quick look-see. Ethereum, $3,008 US. Okay, cool. So on the others market, you've come up to test the bottom end of the Zag zone from this high and this low. This will likely act as major resistance, but so far you're finding resistance there. I just need this to hold around about there. So that's at around about the 245 billion dollar mark. That's fine. Do something like that, anywhere down to there. Then when you cross through here, golden. I got a golden ticket, right? Then you'll find quite likely major resistance there at 350 billion. If you can clear 350 billion, cool, but really watch here. That could be on the weekly time frame. Is that a potential massive head and shoulders? Maybe. So if you get up to there and tick over, that could be even shoulder, head, shoulder, and then back down. So that's why right there, yeah. Cool, watch there at 350 billion. I'm not saying it's going to tick over there. We could just head down from here, but you don't want that 245 billion crossed. You get back down into here and you're like, why am I back in this range? That's weird. That shouldn't be occurring once you break out of there. Cool. I think probably on balance of probability, we're moving higher to that 350 billion. So that's good for all the general altcoins. But you just got to watch it. Cool. And let's talk about some general altcoins. I'll go to TOSHI first because that was part of my original thing. I'll do XRP. I'll look at ONDO. I'll look at a few different things. Cool, cool. Oh, geez, that's a bit detailed. Hit the big red subscribe button too. Join the GMS family and follow me on X as well. Not you. You. Cool. Here is Toshi on the daily time frame, price in USD. 00054. We found resistance again. Okay, right here at the bottom end of that zag zone, the green zone. Cool. At 0.0006, a failure to break through. Oftentimes from a failed move, it's a fast move in the opposite direction on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, now that's actually, interestingly, that dip is not coming off bearish divergence. So, we could still, we're holding support, so that's good. Okay, we just need to break through that downtrend line right there. We're holding support, so that is holding. That's good. That's a good sign right there. See that? Holding it. We broke through. We had that's your liquidity grab, right? Support, support. Grab the liquidity, break through, hold a support, so that's good. As long as we hold above 0.0053 something, I'm getting a little bit finicky now with the pricing. As long as we hold above there, cool. If you break below there, then you're going, oh crap, we're below there. That's not great. Cool. So let's do that and let's break that decline. And then all you need to know is we have to get into this zone right here. Got to clear and hold 0.0006. Then I'll talk about 0.00075. Then I'll talk about potential all-time highs, okay, for Toshi. We're not there yet. Hold, please and thank you, that 0.0054 area, and then we'll talk. That is Toshi, the face of base, my favorite meme coin of all time, the best community. They are so supportive and they're so gung-ho about Toshi, and that's what you need with a meme coin, by the way. If you're not in meme coins and you want to get into meme coins, it's all about the community. Are they very rah, rah, rah? If someone posts a ticker, if on X, if someone posts in the Telegram channels, hey, can you retweet my thing? And if they're right on it really quickly, that's when you know you've got a good community. So when the price starts getting higher and higher, more people will be getting in. I highly consider Toshi because it's listed on Coinbase as well. Okay, highly consider it. That is Tosh, good old Tosh. Let's take a look at XRP, the crossover crypto. Button, Joe. Here is XRP. XRP on the daily time frame, price in US dollars, $2.94. Similar thing, it's in extremely overvalued on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour, let's have a look-see. No, Joe. That's what I wanted. Yeah, bearish divergence at the moment on the 4-hour, where you've got a higher high but a lower high on the relative strength index. So on balance of probability, doesn't mean it will occur, but on balance of probability, I'm expecting lower prices in XRP because it just had a great run. Where it goes down to, I don't know. Could I be wrong and it just sails through? Of course I could, but you've just got to look at the indicators right there. That higher high, that lower high, potential bearish divergence, and I would say on the daily, where could we come down to? Right there. Will this align with my, I want to check, will this align with any of these, align with my $2.60 to $2.70 area? $2.60, there she is. At the 0.382, the top end of the zag zone. I love this stuff. Okay, so there's your expected support zone. Okay, $2.60 is the top end of the expected zag zone. Okay, so I'm expecting it to go down to, if it does, at least probably down to match previous resistance. Now, what's that $2.60? Why are you going $2.60? Because that's the big macro from the old school high of 2018 to there. You've got the 0.786 at $2.60, matches exactly with the top end of that zag zone, which you can't see very well because that's on the monthly time frame. Look at that exact confluence. Love it. Now look on the weekly time frame. You've got to say, look, why would it come down to here when on the weekly it's looking very bullish? So I could be absolutely wrong, and XRP could just, and we might not even get a little dip down to that $2.60. So I wouldn't be waiting, okay, for a $2.60 touch. Cool. If you're getting into crypto for the first time and you're bullish on XRP, where we're above $2.60 right now, there was a key area macro that we needed to get over. So while we're above $2.60, I'm saying a new all-time high coming in XRP, like really soon, while we're above $2.60. So why would you wait? You maybe want to get your core stack of crypto and then play later on. If you're waiting for, it's going to definitely get down to $2.60, not necessarily. This is crypto, people, so that could just have a massive run. But look, it's just looking a little bit oversold on the 4-hour time, not on the 4-hour, the bearish divergence, that's all. Just watch for there, but if in crypto for the first time, I probably wouldn't wait. You want a dollar cost average in. Cool. That is XRP, not ZCX. Here is another favorite. Here is ZBCN ZBEC network. We are at 0034, not a lot to say. It's hovering around the 0.236, and just like the other day, it needs to get through that level there of 0.00415. Cool. Do something like this. So you've got to get, it's probably going to find resistance around about here, and do something like this. I'm not saying it's happening this way, but get into that area there, find that as support, breakthrough, probably some resistance there, and do that. Gold, and then all-time high coming for ZBCN. Ignore the time frame, ignore that pattern, but something like that is what you want to see. That's all you need to know. Crack and get through 0.00415, and then we'll start talking higher prices. Cool. ONDO, which is one that I am currently in. Let's take a look at, here is ONDO on the daily time frame, US dollars 92.5 cents. So far on the 4-hour time frame, bearish divergence. On the 4-hour, higher low. Now remember, when I told you this about ZBCN, I said, have you taken any profits? Now, we're not in all-time highs for ONDO, so I'm not telling you to take profits because, if crypto is going higher, which I think it quite probably will, then you wouldn't sell right now anyway. But back then with ZBCN, when we hadn't confirmed through major levels of general crypto, I said, had you taken profits? Because bearish divergence. Okay, so if you're trading because you want to buy back in lower rather than just hodling for higher macro prices, then yeah, you might consider taking little profit off the table, seeing what it does. If it cracks back through 94 cents roughly, then you can say, okay, we're back through that level, then we're not going to see lower prices. But while we're below 93.87 cents, 94 cents, then I'd have to say watch out. Just watch out for this kind of thing, possibly. And what kind of move could we be coming down to? What kind of lower? It's on the 4-hour time frame from this low and this high. You'd be talking about anywhere between here and here. Sorry, that's a little bit liney. Let me get rid of a couple of key things for you. There and you. That's a little bit better. So, okay. Interesting. That comes back down to the downtrend line. So I'd watch out for that level there at 87 cents. Preferably not closing below 87 because that's back down to test the trend line, which you don't want to close back down below. Not good for ONDO. Cool. Don't close back below there. Please and thank you. That wouldn't be good. That would be a false breakout and then back down. Then we'd have to be probably correcting a larger move, which would be this move here. And then you'd be going, ooh, and we're back through that area. Not good. Then you'd be kind of testing this kind of area there. And you don't want to be back in there for ONDO. So let's remain above that downtrend line, nowhere below 87 US cents. Please and thanks for ONDO. Get your requests in again via X or via YouTube right now. And I will give preference for super chats. Sui is finding resistance bang on that Fibonacci level of $3. That's the 0.618. Yes. Right there, between the 0.382 and the 0.618, we're finding exact resistance. Funny how that works, hey? And this is from the old school highs and the daily time frame, from the old school high there and the old school low right there, and we're exact resistance right there. Isn't funny how that good old Fibonacci works? Once we get through there, smooth sailing. Smooth sailing. You get through there, bang. I'll say new all-time high in SUI. We're just not there yet. We're almost there to say guaranteed new all-time high. Just not there yet. You can easily expect some resistance here on the 4 hour. Once again, on the 4 hour, a lot of crypto is doing this. Higher high, lower high, some potential bearish divergence playing out, and you don't want to see it preferably get below, this previous level. So don't break below $3.55 roughly. That's it. Cool. But confident for crypto in general. Okay, as long as we crack and hold through there, I'm going to say new all-time high for SUI. Cool. Any others that I talked about? Let me have a quick look. XRP, ZBN, silver, gold. No, now we're up to kind of taking some requests. Can you follow me on X, by the way, people? I did mention that before. Follow me on X at x.com/itsjoemain. Follow me over here at Facebook. Go back. Why would it do that to me? Facebook.com/thejoemain. Get me over 100 followers there so I can start going live on Facebook as well. That would be good. I'll give you a couple of seconds, about 30 seconds to a minute, to get your requests in for a chart, whatever that chart might be, stock, crypto, etc. And of course, as I said, buy from Stormrake, stormrake.com, and sign up with my link for 42% off their brokerage fees. So instead of 3.5%, it's 2% for the life of the account. Okay, just use the link or just type that into the address bar right there. And please head over to Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I don't think you have to be an Australian to sign up for a course. Now, I could be wrong. It might be Aussies only. I might have to find that out, actually, because they are a great educational course. Okay, Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. I am about to start their year-long comprehensive. Okay, can you send me a super chat to fund it? Because it costs a lot of money. I'm going into the year-long comprehensive course. It starts on Monday, the 21st. This Monday coming, I'm just going to start. I'm going to learn to be a full-on proper trader. As you know, I've been trading for a long time, but I've never done it. I've been self-taught. I've never learned it professionally. Now, I've imbibed a lot of things along the way, so I've learned about this, that, and the other. But even just being a part of the Mastering the Markets Academy and listening to the wonderful people like David Bird, aka ASX Trader, and all the other educators, I've learned so much more. It's improved my trading, like talking about bearish and bullish and hidden bearish and this, that, and the other. Okay, market structure and all that kind of change. I've actually done quite well on the stock market just recently as well, just being a part of the Mastering the Markets Academy. So even if you don't want to do one of their courses, you don't want to do the year-long course, even if you didn't want to, which I think you should do, the 10-week Dow Theory Principles and Technical Analysis Foundations course, okay, you'll just come out being a better investor. If that's all you want, just to be a better hodler, because you're learning about cycles, you're learning about basic market structure theory and all that kind of stuff, just do that. But even if you didn't want to do that because you don't have the time, just join the Mastering the Markets Academy. I'll put a link somewhere, or Google search Mastering the Markets Academy. You'll find the sign-up link. There's a free version which you can do, okay, and you'll get all their publicly listed stuff, but really the secret sauce, the back end, is all their paid subscription stuff, okay, all the educator calls. You get multiple live streams every single week on different types of things. You've got technical analysis, you've got fundamental analysis, you've got time cycle theory, you've got weekly market scans from multiple different educators, and of course all the other amazing community, and you just get to chat with them and learn so much. So just being a part of that, I've already become a better investor by being a part of Mastering the Markets, masteringthemarkets.com. Now I'm about to start the 12-month course. Can you imagine how good I am by the end of that? And that's why you should actually follow me on X and subscribe to me on YouTube, because actually as I go through the course, I'm going to kind of be I'm going to naturally be taught. I won't be giving you lessons, but I'll be naturally kind of, this week I learned about blah, blah, blah. So you'll kind of go through it with me over the next year. Again, there'll be much more to it than that, but I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to show you the course guide. I'm not going to show you things like that, but you kind of learn from me as well. Okay. As I'm learning, you'll learn. So subscribe and follow. Final comments, and we'll get into some chart requests if we have any. So let me go down. Let's see. Steven Zondo, our quant QNT, okay. No cap, I love no cap learning. Yep, learning technical analysis dealing with crypto made my stock. Yes, I could not agree more highly. VIP Money Talk number 1. Welcome to the show. I've never seen you on the live show before. Are you a new subscriber? Have you just found the show today? Subscribe for me, please. I agree. It's so funny because so my investment journey has been, I started buying physical precious metals in 2010. And I was just that. I'm just watching the silver price and all that stuff. I actually didn't ever start buying stocks in a big way until just a few months ago. God, it's much easier. I can tell you, I've been buying crypto since 2013. I've been in altcoins since about 2015. You know, we're talking back in the old school exchange at Poloniex exchange, Bittrex exchange. Do you remember those guys? Are you? Some of you claim, you lovely crypto people claim, I'm OG crypto. Oh, I was buying crypto back in 2021. Some of you even claim I'm OG crypto. I was, 2017 when I bought my first Ethereum. I'm OG crypto, like on Poloniex, Bittrex, Cryptsy. Anyone remember Cryptsy exchange? Ooh, I got rugged on there. But anyway, the short answer is crypto is so much quicker. It's like being in slow-mo mode. It's actually quite frustrating for me. And I've really got to watch my emotions because there's some things. Now, yesterday, again, those silver stocks had a great little day. And I got my little dopamine hit yesterday. But a lot of the time I'm watching a stock and I'm in it and it's been a week or two and it's hardly moved. And I'm going, come on, man. I have to watch myself on there because stocks move sometimes. Some stocks move a lot slower, okay? But that's why if you know TA for crypto, you're like, I've got a week or two before this particular stock gets down to the 0.382 or the 0.618 level. I've just got to be patient. But it's much more predictive than crypto, actually, I would say. So I do agree. Learning TA dealing with crypto made your stock trading so much better, day and night difference. I agree. I'm kind of glad that I did crypto first because it's going to make me better at regular stocks and stuff. I do agree, my friend. Hazza says Bisha from Stormrake is great. Yes, we spoke to Bisha on the channel. We'll get him back hopefully this month, actually. He's just come back from Bali. Let's see. Final comments. If we don't have any chart requests, we shall get out of here. I think we're probably good. Is there anything I want to go back on to? UUUU breaking out of the descending channel as well. That is the uranium spot price, I think. Let me go. You can't see this, people. UUUU. Energy fuels. Okay. Oh. On the stock, yeah, okay, cool. What's this? Oh, I don't want to compare that. No, Joe, I did the wrong thing. Give me a second. UUUU is energy fuels. Okay. Now, this is a stock. Oh, cool. All right, we'll do a quick little... This is a chart request. It's not a chart request, but I'll quickly look at it. Why not? Because we'll have a quick look. Here is... this is UUUU. This is Energy Fuels Incorporated, listed on the New York Stock Exchange. It's priced in USD, $7. Let's quickly read about what it does. Does it pay any dividends? No. It is you can't see what I'm seeing at below here. Energy Fuels is a mining development company which engages in the exploration and evaluation of uranium and vanadium properties. It also operates blah, blah, blah. So it's a uranium play. Cool. Great. On the... you can see you've broken the decline. That's what you're saying, mate. Good stuff. Let's have a quick look here. It looks like it may have right there. Yeah, you are correct, my friend. UUUU has broken a decline. Okay, fantastic, good. If I go onto the weekly time frame, dang, cool. All right, so it's uranium playing. I take it from this high and this low. We are, okay, from this high and this low, we're through the zag zone. Aha, great. This is looking really juicy. Okay. I am going to put that on my watch list right now in my uranium sector, which is the purple one. You can't see what I'm doing there. So uranium, energy fuels on the New York Stock Exchange is now through the zag zone, that green zone here, through a decline as well from this high and this low. So then you go, okay, it's broken out. It just needs now to remain above that trend line. Cool. So remain above $6.80 and you're looking fantastic. On the weekly time frame, it's nowhere near oversold, so that's looking good. Overbought, I should say. Overvalued. It's heading up on the daily time frame on the RSI, shooting through, looking good. Now the New York Stock Exchange is now closed, so come open, you could, and depending on what uranium continues to do, that could have a nice little move. And just so you know, the longer time frame, if I take that there to there, that's the new expected resistance range, or the zag zone we need to get through, and that's through here. So if you can get through here and close, yeah, you can see pretty good. Through. Thank you for the tip on that. That's really nice of you. Get through $8.20, and then look at that previous resistance. Oh, this isn't even on the macro time frame. Ugh. So if you get through $8.20, then you can say, okay, where's the trapped money? The trapped money isn't till way higher. That's $11.40. You're probably going to break $11.40. Okay. And then, let's see. Get rid of you. Let's do some bigger blue sky thinking on this particular stock here. I am keeping a big eye on this now. Holy moly. All right, let's go. This is the weekly time frame. This is the monthly time frame. Shoot. Okay, so on the monthly, what did we do? We came back to test. The 0.2786 right here on the, from this low and this high, we're almost back through the zag zone. So we're almost back through that $7-ish kind of area. That would be a great area to get through. Excuse me, through there would be good. And then, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're talking a potential major move. So let's go here and here. Okay, then we're talking much higher. Okay, so if you can get through, there at, what's that, 9, that's that $11.30 mark. Massive and huge level of resistance. You can see it right there. If you can get through that, now that looks like a, is it a cup and handle? Not really. It's cup and handle-ish. You could call that the cup if you want. You could call that the handle if you want. If you break through $11.30, that is so bullish on UUUU Energy Fuels Incorporated. Then you'd be talking, okay, well then we might be coming up to major moves, okay? So then you'd be talking major area of resistance after there. That's at $55. So I would humbly suggest if you break through, yeah, and look at that. I bet you, look at this. Should we take it from that low and that high? No. There? No. Or if I take it from this and there, excuse me, sorry. If I take it from here and here, and 11, yeah, no, even higher than that. Bare minimum, I would say, if you break $11.30 and hold it, you're probably possibly even coming up to this previous area of support right there, which is at $55 US. Okay, so I'm not saying to buy this, but I'm saying if it does that, just like silver, right? Just like the massive cup and handle on silver, you can have a brilliant move, bare minimum, up to $55. That's a 385% move. Am I saying it's going to do that? No. Am I saying it's going to get over $11? No. Okay. But I'm saying that's the kind of move it can do in a uranium bull market, which we're in the, kind of the low level of so far. Yeah. So thank you for that. That's UUUU. I am so looking into that. And let me just put an alert on it. Let's see. I'll put an alert at around about there at $7.50. Add an alert every time when it crosses up, and I will consider highly getting into that. Thank you very much kindly. Final comments? Thanks, Lance. You're a legend. Let's see. CLRMF. Space Miner is here. Good to see you, bro. We've come to the end of the show. Yes, we've got to talk about osmium. I should send my... Yes, you should. You should send your whole watch list. You love it. I do love it. You're watching AZY still as well. I don't have time for that. CLRMF. We've talked about it before. CLRMF. Give me 1 second. I'll just quickly check where it's at. CLRMF. CLRMF. Then we've got to get out of here. MFers. Oh, yeah. Clean air metals. Yeah, okay. Here's clean air metals. Quick update on that. Not a lot to share. Clean air metals, we're not out of its major range. It needs to clear and hold about 6 cents. Cool. This has been a little bit since I've done this. Give me 1 second. Clean air metals. Fib retracements. Yeah. Bare minimum. You got to get over about 6 cents roughly. Not a lot to say until it does that. We're in a massive accumulation range. Yeah, there you go. This is like watching many stocks at the moment, or crypto or whatever. It's got a clear bare minimum 6.5, and I can't say that it's going to go up from here. From a technical perspective, I can't say that. From a fundamental perspective, it might, but I don't know the full fundamentals of clean air metals. What is it again? Let's have a quick look-see. Clean air metals is there we go. So it's platinum and palladium. Okay, so now knowing it's platinum and palladium, then I would be more bullish from a fundamental perspective. It's a platinum and palladium. Now it's an exploration company. It is not a producer. So that's why there's no guarantee yet that CLRMF will continue onwards and upwards. But if platinum continues still being an exploration company, there's the potential for stuff. Now, I think you may have said they've found stuff, haven't you? The firm is focused on its Thunder Bay North and Escape Lake projects located in the Thunder Bay region of Ontario, Canada, formed in 2000. So they've been around for a long time. So that's the key area there. Roughly that 6 cent-ish kind of mark, breakthrough there. If you look on the monthly, yeah, that's around about there too. You'd really want 7.5 cents broken. So I actually probably give precedence to there instead. Excuse me. Right about there. That sits through that previous area of trapped money, of support right there. Yeah, so clear 7.5 cents. Golden. You're looking great. Cool. Then that's kind of doing that. That's a very bullish change of market structure on the monthly time frame. Then you can say if it breaks and holds there, you're at least bare minimum heading up to about 15 cents. So that's a doubling of your money, bare minimum. And then, yeah, well, it's looking good. I mean, it's looking potentially good. Got to break that 7.5 cent mark. Cool. That is all I want to talk about today. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you have watched Good Morning Stackers with me, Joe Main. I go live on Tuesdays and on Thursdays where I talk about precious metals, I talk about crypto, I talk about stocks, I talk about anything that is investable that looks good at investing in, including yourself, including skills, including your health. By the way, and if I haven't shown you, I won't go just yet. Give me 1 second. Honestly, I'm not joking about this. You need to have a chat with me privately. If you want to, why is it not coming up? Screw you. Come up again. Oh, I see what it's done. I've got to pay for extra ones. You sneaky little bugger. Anyway, this is Calendly. Calendly.com/Joe Main Consulting. I'll tell you what. I tell you what. Now, if you would like to have a precious metals investment strategy session with me, now this will not for you, probably, maybe for you, if you're into crypto and you want to get into precious metals, but you don't know how to do it the right way, I'll help you get into investing in precious metals. Now, that could be physical precious metals. That can also be the stocks as well. Happy to have a chat with you. I am going to charge you money for it because my time is my money, okay? And also, if you have larger amounts to buy in, probably like 50,000 Australian dollars or more to get into precious metals, speak to me because I do act as a broker. I can find you the best deals as well. Do I get paid for it by them? Yes. Do they chuck on extra fees for you? No. Okay. I just share in the profits that they make. Okay. But I can still get you the best deals. Okay. Anyway, but I was going to say, if you want to talk about crypto, we can do a strategy session. If you want to talk about health and wellness, if you want to lose weight, if you want to feel better, I've been a carnivore keto guy for 8 years, something like that, so I can teach you about that. Unfortunately, Calendly has gotten rid of my other links. That's annoying. So I might either have to pay for it, I might just do a general Joe Main strategy session thing, and you can pick the thing that you want to talk about. Cool. I'll put a link somewhere to that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. Grab your tasty beverages, and we shall do a final synchronized slurp, and we shall dance it out at the end of the show. Please hit the big red subscribe button to join the Good Morning Stackers family. You get a warm and fuzzy feeling all in your bits when you do. Space Miner says, "Go, Joe, you're worth it, buddy." Thanks, man. You too. Ladies and gentlemen, grab your tasty beverages. You have watched.
Oh yeah, we're feeling fine.
Can never get that right.
It's podcast time.
Grab it.
Grab a tasty beverage. Let's get in the groove.
Let's do the
Synchronize.
3, 2, 1 slurp. Go.
Now we're on the move.
Ooh, deep slurp, deep cup, deep slurp. Stay safe, stay informed, keep stacking whatever you're stacking, and I will give you some more content tomorrow. Bye.